Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to another Sunday episode of Full Metal Classic. I am your host, Cameron, the conductor, Holzman. We've got a group of 5 guys, including some faces who we haven't seen for a while, like Brian, because he got his 2 wins months ago. But now, things have changed. The Snowball Championship is full, so anyone can play, and that's the lovely world that we live in today. So I'm going to quickly introduce our players, and then we are going to get going. First, on my right, I get my right, my left. I don't know. It's confusing because everything's mirrored for me. On one of the directions next to me, we have Amaru. Amaru, how's it going?
I'm going well, man. Going well. Just ready to play. First Sunday match. So see how this goes.
Right. I'm having a bit of trouble hearing you, but the whiteboard will make up for that. Hopefully we'll be okay. Up next, we got a fellow Canadian with me, Mr. Jimmy. Jimmy, how do you do?
I'm on Gore. That's going to be great.
Alrighty then. Then right below me, we have got Mr. Antonio Chavez. Antonio being one of our 20 competitors who has qualified for the championship. Antonio, I'm guessing you're here to practice and just keep going with the format. Hopefully, you do it a bit more.
Yeah, pretty much. Just kind of stay fresh. Stay warm.
And another one we've got here with the 2 wins competing in the championship tournament will be Mr. Brian Michaels. Brian, how you doing?
I'm feeling good. I'm ready to come back, just have some fun. I love this format. It's just, no stakes, just kind of have some fun. Although I am ready for karma to bite me in the ass for all the heckling I've been doing from the chat the last several weeks. So.
Absolutely. And last but not least, we have Andrew Wood. His brother Michael has qualified, but Andy did not. Andrew, how's it going?
Yes, good. Obviously, Michael won the other week, so I want to win as well. Last time I sort of had that mindset, I kept it. So, see how this one goes. Should be good.
Well, right. We are going to quickly go over the rules for anyone watching at home who has not seen the show before. Round 1 is going to work like this. We're going to have 8 questions in 8 different categories. I'm going to read the question. You're going to have about 20 seconds to write your answer down on your whiteboard. Once the 20 seconds is up, you will show me what you've written down and say it. If you're right, you get a point. If you're wrong, you don't get a point. At the end of all 8 questions, whoever has the lowest score will get eliminated. If there is a tie, we will do a tiebreaker. And the last thing to keep in mind is you have 3 repeats to use throughout the match. Again, if you need a technical repeat, please say that you need one for technical reasons, and I won't charge you. But if you need to burn time or think you need to rehear the question, go for it. So with that being said, we are going to get into our first question, which will come in the category of animated films. What is the name of the fraternity Mike and Sully join in Monsters University? Also, Malcolm, speaking of Brian's return, saying he feels sorry for everyone in this match now that Brian is able to play again. We're going to go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, pens down, and we will start with Amaru.
I just said Gamma Gamma.
That is unfortunately incorrect. Jimmy.
Kappa, Beta, Kappa, whatever I said.
That is incorrect. Antonio.
No guess.
Brian.
I've even heard this question somewhere recently, and I don't know the answer.
And Andrew.
I just don't know about the spelling. I think it's Uzma Temper. Sorry, wrong way.
I unfortunately cannot give it to you. It is not Uzma Kampa. It's Uzma Kappa. No M in the word.
Hey, get closer to the rest of us.
Sorry, but you knew it. The spelling can get you sometimes. And we will move on to our next question, which is going to be in the category of horror. What year saw the release of Night of the Living Dead?
The original I was doing.
The original, yes. Okay. The original George A. Romero, Night of the Living Dead. And Amara, I'm just gonna mute you for right now, and then when you give your answer, I'll unmute you because you're giving a bit of an echo. Okay. Hopefully the echo's gone. Yeah, cool. We got it. We're good. And we're 5, 4, 3, 2.
Repeat the question.
Oh, repeat from Jimmy right under the wire. What year saw the release of Night of the Living Dead? And we're looking for the George A. Romero original.
Oh. I don't know why I drank last night. What a bad idea. I'm good.
I know I was working on a group project with people from university this morning, and one of them was very hungover, and it was not helpful. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We'll start with Jimmy
1968.
and Antonio
I also said 1968.
and Brian
I also said 1968.
and Andrew
I also said 1968.
and Amaru.
And I didn't have it.
Did not have it. All right, and we will go to our next question. 1968 was the correct answer, by the way. Our next question is in the category of comedy. Thank you, Jimmy, for what might be the least enthusiastic laugh I've heard in my entire life. Question in comedy: in Superbad, what is McLovin's real name?
First and last name?
I will say that he is only ever given one name, and it is never explained whether it is his first or last. So we're gonna go 5, 4, 3,
The question, please.
2. Repeat from Andrew. In Superbad, what is McLovin's real name?
It's McLovin, of course.
I am McLovin. That's also my favorite. Is like McLovin is a single name, and people make fun of him for that. But then the character also only goes by one name. I don't know if it's his first or last. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hands down, and we'll start with Antonio.
Is it Fogler?
Ooh, you're close, but no, Brian.
It's something like that. I went Flugel. I have no idea what it is.
You're also close, but no, Andrew.
Oh, now I know it.
I'm not close. I thought they did a joke name, so I actually said Gaylords.
That is incorrect. Amaru.
Let me know if this echo is better, but also his name is Christopher Mintz-Plasse. That's his name.
That is the actor. It's not the character. And Jimmy.
His first name is Jared Fogel.
Fogel, yeah.
Logo is correct.
Damn.
That joke is very wrong. And we'll move to your next question, which is in the category of drama films. And your question: who plays Forrest Gump Jr. in Forrest Gump?
Oh, wow. I used to know this kid's name, too. Oh, okay.
And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and pens down, and we will start with Brian.
I almost screwed up because I was thinking of Young Forrest, but his son was Haley Joel Osment.
That is correct. Andrew.
No, I don't have it.
And Amaru.
Haley Joel Osment.
Haley Joel Osment. Amaru on the board. Jimmy.
Totally a shot in the dark, but I got it.
I mean, it has to be a notable actor who was a kid in 1994. You got pretty good chances with the cast. Antonio.
Haley Joel Osment.
Haley Joel Osment. And Malcolm in the chat saying he's related to Emily Osment, I believe. That is correct. He is her older brother. Emily Osment, of course, being that one girl from Hannah Montana who wasn't.
Oh boy.
Your next question comes in the category of movie quotes. In what movie will you hear the quote, "I thought of that old joke, you know, this guy goes to a psychiatrist and says, 'Doc, my brother's crazy. He thinks he's a chicken.' And the doctor says, 'Well, why don't you turn him in?' The guy says, 'I would, but I need the eggs.' That's pretty much now how I feel about relationships." All you need to do is name the film. Yeah.
That was a long quote.
It is a long quote. Sometimes I do long ones. Sometimes I do just like single lines. You never know. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and we will start with Andrew.
I can only really think of American Psycho.
That is incorrect. Amaru.
I take a shot at the dark with Good Will Hunting.
That is incorrect. Jimmy.
Oh, you said drama. Shoot. When Harry Met Sally.
I did not say drama. I just said.
I know.
So category was
Antonio.
Total guess. High Fidelity.
That is incorrect. And Brian.
No, I had 40-Year-Old Virgin, but it's not correct.
That is incorrect. The answer is Annie Hall. It is the closing monologue of Annie Hall.
Mm.
All right. Your next question comes in the category of scores and soundtracks. Which artist performed the opening song Perfect World for The Emperor's New Groove? The Emperor's New Groove being a great Disney movie from the 2000s, not being the best Disney movie from the 2000s, because Lilo and Stitch is a film that is amazing. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, pens down, and we will start with Amaru.
Another shot at the dark. Madonna.
That is incorrect. Jimmy.
Canadian band, Simple Plan.
I don't even know if they were making music when Emperor's New Groove was created. No.
Total guess. Prince.
That is incorrect. Brian.
Another question I recently heard is a song. I don't know if it's the right song. It's Tom Jones.
It is Tom Jones. And Andrew.
I didn't know it.
It is Tom Jones. A lot of people think that it's the other song, which is by Sting. But this one is Tom Jones. Your penultimate question, which to clarify a thing that a lot of people have been saying wrong. A, it's penultimate, not penultimate. It's ultimate. B, there's because this was a big thing that happened in Team 80s versus Cult Classics. Ethan went, there's only one T in that word. There's two. Ultimate is 2 T. Penultimate would have 3. Just gonna clarify that. Sure. Your penultimate question in new releases: who directed Rocket Man?
Oh.
Simple as that. Who directed a big movie that came out this year?
Oh, it's not that old Harlan, whatever his name is, comedy? The other Rocket
No.
Man?
No, I'm talking about the new release.
I know. It was a bad joke.
Rocket Man, which of course, as we all know, is about Neil Armstrong going to the moon. 5, 4, 3. It's actually just a remake of Apollo 13. 2, 1, and we'll start with Jimmy.
Black.
That is incorrect. Antonio.
Is it Dexter Fletcher?
It is Dexter Fletcher. Brian.
It is Dexter Fletcher, but I would just put not Brian Singer.
That is also accurate, but I can't give you the point for that. Andrew.
Dexter Fletcher. Whichever way it's going. There we go. Dexter
Yeah,
Fletcher.
I can see it. And Amaru.
Dexter Fletcher.
Dexter Fletcher. All right. And we are going into our last question, and this is close. We could have a 5-way tie at the end of this question. So, your final question is in the category of actors and actresses. Which actor has played a construction worker, superhero, a Western gambler, and a member of SEAL Team 6? Also, apparently, after my comment about the word penultimate, I am now on Cult Classics list, so that's fun. Yeah. And we are going to go 5, 4, 3, 2, and that's a repeat from Amaru.
Thank you.
Which actor has played a construction worker, a superhero, a Western gambler, and a member of SEAL Team 6? Also, Tony, in regard to Fletcher, shouting out that Sunshine on Leith is the greatest musical of this decade. I wouldn't necessarily say it's the greatest, but it's damn good and definitely needs to be watched by more people because it's incredible. 5, 4, 3, 2. Repeat again from Amaru. All right. Which actor has played a construction worker, a superhero, a Western gambler, and a member of SEAL Team 6? Amaru, knowing that he needs to get this to have a shot at staying in, otherwise he will for sure have to go to a tiebreaker. We are going to go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down, and we will start with Antonio.
Chris Pratt.
Brian.
Yes, Chris Pratt, Lego Movie, Guardians, Magnificent Seven, and Zero Dark 30.
Andrew.
Oh yeah, Jeremy.
Amaru.
I got the wrong Chris. Put Hemsworth.
Ooh, and Jimmy.
Chris Pratt.
Chris Pratt is correct. Brian had the exact list of movies. At the end of round 1, our score looks like this. In first, we have Brian and Antonio and Jimmy all at 4 points. And then we have a tie between Andy and Amaru, both at 2.
You sure? I think I have 5.
I've got you at
I got 4.
4.
Okay. Fair
Yeah.
enough. I'm on the
So I am going to say, Brian, do you want Rotten Tomatoes or box office?
Box office.
Box office. All right. And this is worldwide box office, by the way. And Antonio, movie number 1 or movie number 2?
2.
Movie number 2. All right. Amaru and Andrew, I need you to get as close as you can to the worldwide box office gross of the Shia LaBeouf and Brad Pitt film Fury. From the director of Suicide Squad. And also
After winning.
a really good movie. And we are going to give you 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. Amaru, what you got?
81 mil.
And Andrew.
142 million.
Moving on to the next round. Closest to the correct answer of 211.
Really?
That's
Wow.
We are going to take Andrew. Unfortunately, with that, we are going to have to say goodbye to Amaru. Amaru, thanks for playing. I'm going to have to take you off. Take care, brother. Have a great
Yeah,
weekend.
man.
We are down to 5. I also was surprised that Fury made that much money. I don't know to the people in the live chat right now. But we move on to round number 2, which I'm going to have to edit my wheel a fair amount because we're going to have 3 people, each with 2 numbers, and then Andrew's going to get 1. So I'm going to need a wheel that goes up to 8, I believe. So let me just edit this list a moment. 7, 8. All right, perfect. And my phone's showing me an ad for Starbucks because I changed the wheel. Marvelous. While I wait for that to finish, the round 2 is going to work like this. Each player, the player in the lead, or in this case, all 3 of them, are each going to get to pick 2 numbers between 1 and 8, and then get to pick one of the 2 numbers that remains. We are then going to spin the wheel. If the number you choose comes up, you will get to pick the category that we play, but there's going to be one number that no one picks, and if that comes up, we'll just pick the secret category. Now, if you choose to put the secret category as your choice, then the questions will each be worth 2 points. But if the secret category is spun by the wheel, then each question will only be worth 1 point. So I'm just going to go in order down my list. So Brian, give me one number between 1 and 8.
2.
And Antonio.
8.
And Jimmy.
6.
And then I'll go Jimmy again.
2. I know he said it. 3.
And Antonio.
5.
And Brian.
7.
All right. So, Andrew, do you want 1 or 4?
4, please.
4. All right. We are going to spin this wheel. Round and round and round she goes. Where does she stop? She stops on number 2. That is Mr. Brian Michaels. Brian, you are going to get the chance to pick today's secret category. Not today's secret category, today's round 2 category. I'm so used to everyone on Sunday basically always picking a secret category. We somehow went the past 2 weeks without someone picking it, and my life finally has meaning again. So, Brian, your categories you can pick for round 2 are Canadian films, real siblings on the big screen, films featuring drag queens, firefighting movies, jump around with jump in quotation marks, or if you don't like any of those, you can pick the secret category.
He's gonna do it.
Let's go real siblings on screen.
Real siblings on screen. Alrighty then. Your first question in the category of real siblings on the big screen. What pair of siblings appeared in the 2000s film Material Girls? And I only need the last name. I have seen this movie, and it's bad. It's very bad. But then again, what would you expect from a film named after a classic Madonna song? The only thing that would be worse is a film actually starring Madonna. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and we will go with Jimmy.
The Olsen twins?
That is incorrect. That's what almost everyone who has tested this category guessed. Andrew.
I also said the Olsen twins, so I'm keen to see what it is.
And based on the slice Antonio has, I'm going to see the Olsen twins written down on this board. And Brian.
The best beer, Duff.
It is the Duff sisters, Hillary and Haley Duff.
You better have a question where the answer is Olsen twins.
We'll see. Your next question. Which trio of siblings voiced the cherubs in Night at the Museum, Battle of the Smithsonian?
Oh.
That was me.
I saw this movie in the theater with my dad because I was 5, 4,
Repeat.
3. Repeat from Antonio. Absolutely. Which trio of siblings voiced the cherubs in Night at the Museum, Battle of the Smithsonian? I think this is actually like not a bad trilogy. Jackman's in the third one, and he plays Hugh Jackman, and I think that's fun. Because they're rampaging through London, and they just break into a production of King Arthur that Hugh Jackman's in. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and we will start with Andrew.
I don't have it.
Antonio.
I don't even know if he has siblings. I just guessed Timberlakes.
That is incorrect. Brian.
I believe it's the Jonas Brothers.
And Jimmy.
I said the same thing. Jonas Brothers.
It is the Jonas Brothers. Kevin, Nick, and Joe. Frankie was not invited because he's not a part of the band and therefore is not important. Your next question. Owen and Luke Wilson both made their on-screen debuts in what film?
Together?
They were both in the same film, and it was the first film both of them did, yes. I like the Wilsons.
Friday Seeker?
Brian, Dennis, 5, 4,
Friday one?
3,
Friday Seeker?
2, 1, and down, and we will start with Antonio.
To the Royal Tenenbaums.
That is incorrect. You're not far off, though. Brian.
I'm afraid I have the wrong title. Is it Bottle Rocket?
It is Bottle Rocket.
Oh,
Same thing.
And Andrew.
Yep, Ball Rocket.
All right.
Bottle
Yeah, I can see it. And your final question in Real Siblings on the big screen. In what film does Luke Hemsworth play an actor pretending to be Chris Hemsworth's character? I don't really want to say anything. 5.
Can you repeat the question?
Repeat from Andrew. That is the second repeat. In what film does Luke Hemsworth play an actor pretending to be Chris Hemsworth's character? And Liam Hemsworth was not invited because he was just doing the Hunger Games and then nothing else. I'm trying to think of anything actually that Liam Hemsworth did that wasn't the Hunger Games, and I'm thinking 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Brian.
Is it Thor Ragnarok?
Jimmy.
Or the one?
It is that movie right there. Thor Ragnarok.
Andrew.
I guess Rush.
And Antonio.
Thor Ragnarok.
It is Thor Ragnarok. So at the end of that round, we have Brian in first place with 8 points, getting all 4 questions correct, followed by Jimmy, who has 7, followed by Antonio with 5, and unfortunately, with only 3 points, we will have to say goodbye to Andrew. Andrew, thanks for coming, but I'm going to have to take you off the stream. Take care, brother.
Nice one. Cheers.
And we are down to round number 3. Round number 3 is going to work like this. 5 questions. Same as usual. Write your answer down on your whiteboard. You get it right, you get a point. If you get it wrong, you lose a point. Questions. And just to clarify, Antonio and Jimmy, you guys each have 2 repeats. Brian, you still have all 3. So, your first question in the third round comes in the category of animated films. In what animated film will you find following characters? Soren, Clud, Gylfi, Digger, Twilight, Nyra, and The Lies of Keel.
Yeah, I'm going to use repeat.
Yeah, that's fair. It's a long list.
You're welcome, guys.
In what animated film will you find the following characters? Soren, Clud, Gylfi, Digger, Twilight, Nyra, and The Lies of Keel.
Oh.
This is one where I think you either know it very quickly or you don't know it at all. But yeah. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Jimmy.
Legend of the Guardians.
Antonio.
Big Hero 6.
Brian.
I just wild guess Trolls.
I will fully accept Legend of the Guardians. It is Legend of the Guardians, The Owls of Ga'Hoole. You know that owl movie by Zack Snyder.
Oh my god.
I'm lazy, please.
To quote in the comments, The Owl movie by Snyder. All right. Your second question in this round is in the category of musicals.
Oh boy.
What famous singer plays Dr. Robert and sings the song I Am the Walrus in Across the Universe? I like this movie quite a bit. That's awesome.
Oh my god, I just blanked on his name.
And we are going 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Repeat.
Repeat from Brian right under the wire. What famous singer plays Dr. Robert and sings the song I Am the Walrus in Across the Universe? This is
Cannot believe I'm
one of
blanking
my
on this movie.
favorite movies ever. I love this movie. This is like top 20 films for me. I don't know. Honestly, it's not that amazing. 5, 4, 3, 2,
Repeat.
1. And Brian using his last repeat. What famous singer Robert and sings the song I Am the Walrus in Across the Universe?
I cannot believe I'm going to lose because I can't remember the name.
Something everyone has got their hands rested somewhere on their faces, a thinking position. And we are going to go 5, 4, 3, 2,
Oh my god.
1. And we will start with Antonio.
Bruce Springsteen. Total guess.
Brian, you got anything written down?
I cannot believe I'm blanking on this name. It's the lead singer of U2, whatever the fuck his name is.
And Jimmy.
If it's that, I'm way wrong. George Michael.
Brian, I believe the name you're looking for is Bono.
Oh my gosh.
And that is the correct answer.
Flew out of my head for some reason.
I'm like, oh man. Yeah, it is Bono, the two, but
Oh my god.
do need the name. We're going to go to your next question, which is in the category of romantic comedies.
What's the score right now?
The score is Brian has 6, Jimmy has 7, and Antonio has 3.
Thank you.
In the category of romantic comedy, who plays Kumail Nanjiani's wife in The Big Sick? I love this movie. Also, yes, on the last question, Paul David Hewson also would have been an acceptable answer, as that is Bono's real name.
What's her name?
But it's not as stupid of a name as The Edge. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hands down. Brian.
For some reason I think I screwed up. Zoe Kazan?
Jimmy.
Zoe Kazan.
Oh, phew.
Antonio.
I also thought Zoe Kazan. All right.
Weird that all 3 of you wrote the same wrong. No, it's the correct answer. It would be weird if that was wrong. The only time I've had a group of 5 people write the same wrong answer was last
Hey,
week.
3 of Matt Olson twin.
When everyone wrote Robert De Niro, which was the wrong answer. Your next question comes in the category of the new fandom category, YA dystopia. I'm a monster. Name 2 of the 5 factions in the Divergent.
No.
Oh my god.
No.
And cries of pain ring out from the competitors as they realize what I have done and the true monster that I am. But I have watched all of these movies in the past week, and only one of them is good. 5, 4, 3, 2. The first one's not that bad. The second one's mediocre, and the last one is terrible. 1, 0. We will start with Jimmy.
No clue. I said engineers and empaths.
That sounds like a great name for an album, though. Antonio.
Republicans and Democrats. I don't know.
No, although debatable whether those two groups are more of a broken system than the faction system in Divergent. Brian.
Speaking of broken factions, New British Empire and the Kingdom.
That is also incorrect. The answers you could have had are Amity, Abnegation, Candor, Dauntless, or Erudite. And Garth saying Engineer and Empath sounds like an album from Muse. Yeah, honestly, I see it. I get it. And your final question. Unfortunately, at this point, Antonio cannot win. If you want to play this last question, go right ahead. So here's the deal. If Brian gets this right and Jimmy gets this wrong, then Brian will win. Any other result and Jimmy will win. And your final question is in the category of classics.
Shoot.
In It Happened One Night, what job was Clark Gable's character recently fired from? And in regards to why Dystopia, Nazari is saying he has no idea how it got in. It is a thrash category, which I assume is thrash. And I'll say I agree with you on 2 of the Divergent movies and 1 of the 5, 4, 3,
The best one's the last one because it never got made.
1. I'm still waiting. It's gonna happen. And we'll start with Antonio, because why not?
Yeah, just a guess. Teacher.
And we'll go to Jimmy
I guess the journalist.
and Brian.
Well, shit. Even if I'm right, I lose. I said reporter.
And your winner, Jimmy, the Hazard Deary. He
Are
is
you
a
shitting me?
journalist or newsman. Any of those is acceptable with a score of 8 points. Congratulations, man. How does it feel?
That's the luckiest guess I've ever got. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Brian, you finished with 7 points. That's something to be ashamed of. How do you feel?
Didn't do nearly as well as I thought. You know, like I said, I knew that, you know, when I actually come back on here, you never know the questions. Things like Bono slipped my mind. I cannot believe that cost me the match. But
Yeah.
it is what it is. I had fun. I like playing here. So
First, Bono forces that album onto our iPhones, and now this.
how did I forget Bono? Oh my god.
And
Yeah,
last
if you
but
got
not
it, you.
Antonio.
Let's just say I'm glad I already got my 2 wins. But this is always fun.
Right. No stakes today.
Right, no stakes today. I was like, all right, good.
For you guys with 2 wins, we'll be getting in contact with you guys shortly. In terms of determining those matches, it will be a mix of making things random and also making things work for people availability wise. Because ideally, we would love to keep doing those matches live on Sundays and Thursdays for those qualifiers. And if so, some people might randomly get picked for Sunday that can never do Sunday, and that's not fun. So we'll figure it out. We'll be getting in contact with you soon. But yeah, I think that's everything. So I have been Cameron Holzman, and on behalf of Jimmy, Antonio, Brian, Andrew, and Amaru, thanks for watching. Have a great weekend, everybody. An asshole.